Hey, it's John Nemo with LinkedIn Riches. Wanted to show you really quick how to appeal to multiple audiences with your LinkedIn profile page. That's a question I get all the time. So let me walk you through this. This is my best advice for how to handle a situation like this. So if you look at my profile, obviously I'm going all in on the LinkedIn training, speaking, right? But you'll notice, so my summary, I'm really focusing on that as well, on the LinkedIn training. But here is where it really can change. And let me get out my drawing tool. So in this section, in your experience section, that is where I want you to add things that are going to appeal to multiple audiences. And so what I mean by that is you'll see here, right, I've got one section of my experience that, talks about the LinkedIn training and all that right here. But then notice lower on, I've got a whole separate business here. Debt collection industry marketing, consultant, debt collection marketing. So this is, again, another business that I run and that I get clients and leads from. And the reason I can do this is the way LinkedIn works with keywords and search and how things show up. You can have multiple jobs and multiple audiences addressed here under the experience area of your profile. And what you want to do is just build in a client-facing section for each audience that you want to appeal to. So even if it's just something where it's a whole different industry like debt collection versus my LinkedIn training, or down here I've got a more general business for motivational speaking, right? That's another one. And let me show you some other examples too of how people have integrated this even into their profiles themselves. So here's Lisa Anderson, a student of mine in the LinkedIn Riches training, who's killing it, by the way. But notice what she does here, even in her LinkedIn headline. Okay, she's a strategic business advisor, but look at this. She identifies some audiences, 3 audiences to be exact: consulting firms, government contractors, and nonprofits, right? So what she's basically saying is, here are 3 of my biggest audiences that I work with. Of course, as a strategic business advisor, she can help any type of business in any setting, and I'm sure she does. But Lisa is smart. She gets LinkedIn. You have to kind of appeal to specific audiences, specific niches or niches, if you prefer the riches being in the niches, that expression. So she's really highlighting a couple of different audiences right here in her headline, so that when you see Lisa posting and sharing, if you are a consulting firm, a government contractor, or a nonprofit, you immediately are going to go, oh, maybe she's for me, maybe she's for us. So depending on what kind of service you provide, what kind of product, what kind of business you are, you want to identify the audiences. So let me give you another example. This is John Michael Morgan. I helped him with his profile. He's my business coach. He's the best there is. So if you need a business coach, highly recommend John. But he's obviously got a bunch of different things going on. And let me explain. So in his summary, he's really kind of just talking more about what I do and how I do it as far as helping. But again, look at how he's identifying his audience right away. Everyone from Fortune 500 executives to celebrities to everyday entrepreneurs, everyday schmoes like you and me, and small business owners. So he's, again, identifying multiple business audiences or multiple clients, customer types right away in the first sentence of his summary. And you'll see later on, John does that as well in his experience area. So here he's got kind of more the general, one-on-one consulting and marketing and speaking and author stuff here. I help you, your business, your brand. And then he's going to talk about who I work with, and he'll talk about some of the big brands. But look later on, he's got a whole thing here on group coaching, because John has different audiences, right? He has his one-on-one coaching business. He has his book selling business. He has his speaking business. He also has a group coaching business. So he's got a whole section here on, hey, this is the group coaching. This is what it is. This is the program. This is what you get. This is who it's for. So you can see even just within one profile, kind of starting out with your summary area, with your header, with all that, you want to kind of obviously highlight the key services you offer, whether it's IT or sales solutions or pest control or consulting or health insurance or real estate, whatever it is, right? You want to highlight that in your heading area, your title, all that. And then what you want to do on the summary area here next is kind of blend that a little bit. So another area I want to explain about this is you can really identify an audience just by saying who I work with. It can be that simple, right? It can be who I work with. And then you can put in, right, audience 1, audience 2, right? Audience 3, depending on who those people are. Is it certain types of industries? Is it certain type of professionals listed by jobs? Is it CEOs? Is it CFOs? Is it small business owners? Whatever it is, whoever you serve, just make that abundantly clear right away in your summary. You can say, here's what I do, here's the type of service I provide, then say who I work with and list out those audiences. So if I'm a web development company and I might serve people in construction, but also people in healthcare, then you just say that, right? Healthcare companies, construction companies, etc. So that's a key thing with really appealing to multiple audiences. And then again, what you do is just here under experience, you can see I can add these different areas where I can put in the specific type of audience I serve, all that. You just put it in as a quote unquote job, right? Under experience, you just add a position here. And then I want you to put in the new audience you serve. So say I want to be known for my healthcare consultant, right? You could say healthcare, let me spell that right, healthcare consultant. Come on, Nemo, right? Healthcare consulting. And what I'm doing is I'm putting in tips here, right? Healthcare advisor, whatever it is. And then you would go in and you would, put in more in here, location, and then, who I serve, hospitals, clinics, whatever. So it's very simple to address multiple audiences that way by adding new positions under experience. That's the best way to do it. And again, what you have to decide with your own LinkedIn profile is for the background area here, for your, your title and everything. Do you want to try to blend some of those audiences together? Do you want to just state what type of service you do? Do you want to follow, Lisa Anderson's example and really hone in on one or two or three specific audiences in your title? You can certainly do that. It all depends on you and your business, but this is the single best way to really appeal to multiple audiences is, kind of blend it toward the top. And then as we move down in this experience area, that's where I want you to really flesh out each different service, each different audience by adding new positions like I'm highlighting here. So have at it. I'm excited to see the results for you, and I'll talk more soon.